When I am judging a theory, I ask myself whether, if I were God, I would have arranged the world in such a way. I believe in intuition and inspiration. At times I feel certain I am right while not knowing the reason. To raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard old problems from a new angle, requires creative imagination and marks real advance in science. I lived in the solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in maturity. I do not at all believe in human freedom in the philosophical sense. Everybody acts not only under external compulsion but also in accordance with inner necessity. At any rate, I am convinced that he does not play dice. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. As for the search for truth, I know from my own painful searching, with its many blind alleys, how hard it is to take a reliable step, be it ever so small, towards the understanding of that which is truly important. A new type of thinking is essential if mankind is to survive and move toward higher levels. The really good music, whether of the East or of the West, cannot be analyzed. The man who regards his own life and that of his fellow creatures as meaningless is not merely unfortunate. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. Measured objectively, what a man can wrest from truth by passionate striving is utterly infinitesimal. But the striving frees us from the bonds of the self and makes us comrades of those who are the best and the greatest. God always takes the simplest way. As far as I'm concerned, I prefer silent vice to ostentatious virtue. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attraction. Never give up on what you really want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful. One flower is beautiful, a surfeit of flowers is vulgar. A little knowledge is dangerous. So is a lot. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger, more complex, and more violent. It takes a touch of genius, and a lot of courage, to move in the opposite direction. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. How strange is a lot of us mortals! Each of us is here for a brief sojourn, for what purpose he knows not, though he sometimes thinks he senses it. Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools. To see with one's own eyes, to feel and judge without succumbing to the suggestive power of the fashion of the day, to be able to express what one has seen and felt in a trim sentence or even in a cunningly wrought word, is that not glorious? Is it not a proper subject for congratulation? The only source of knowledge is experience. If the facts don't fit the theory, change the facts. The really valuable thing in the pageant of human life seems to me not the state but the creative, sentient individual, the personality. It alone creates the noble and the sublime, while the herd as such remains dull in thought and full in feeling. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. The formulation of a problem is often more essential than its solution, which may be merely a matter of mathematical or experimental skill. The formulation of a problem is often more essential than its solution, which may be merely a matter of mathematical. A person starts to live when he can live outside himself. Try not to become a man of success but rather to become a man of value. A theory is the more impressive the greater the simplicity of its premises, the more different kinds of things it relates, and the more extended its area of applicability. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. Never memorize something that you can look up. When the solution is simple, God is answering. I never think of the future, it comes soon enough. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. The man of science is a poor philosopher. Where there's a will there's a way. The idle man does not know what it is to enjoy rest. Information is not knowledge. God is subtle but he is not malicious. I want to know God's thoughts, the rest are details. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is at all comprehensible. Make everything as simple as possible, but not simpler. The most powerful force in the universe is compound interest. You have to learn the rules of the game. And then you have to play better than anyone. Creativity is intelligence having fun. You have to learn the rules of the game. And then you have to play better than anyone. Thank you for watch. Please press the subscribe and like button.